As you might know, 2021's been a difficult year as far as building PCs goes. I decided to try to build the best looking and performing competitive gaming PC at the affordable price of $500. Stay tuned to watch me overview the parts I found and used, the build process, and of course, some gameplay and benchmarks of the completed system. I think you'd be pretty surprised with the results we got. Welp, it definitely took a while, but here's everything. I think I've assembled a pretty solid lineup of parts for this build. You ready?
Let's go!
Before I start, just as a reminder, feel free to like and subscribe at any time. The support means so much. If we could get 500 likes on this video, it would seriously make my day. And with that, we'll dive back into the video. Beginning this build is the AMD Ryzen 3 3300X. This 3rd generation 4-core 8-thread 3.8 GHz overclockable CPU is sure to bring the heat as both a desktop and gaming powerhouse. From the right person on eBay, you can find this CPU at the modest price of $130. Coming along with the 3300X is the basic Ryzen stock cooler. Not anything special, but good enough to get the job done. Now, tech shortages have hit graphics cards pretty hard, but the MSI Radeon RX 580 4GB is a pretty friendly budget mid-range GPU that hasn't seemed to be too overpriced and scarce. Looking on the right retail websites, you can find this piece of hardware in used or refurbished condition for around $200. For RAM, we have the Patriot Viper 8GB 2666 MHz dual channel DDR4, a bit slower than I'd like, but for $30 used on Amazon, you can't complain. The SK Hynix 128GB M.2 SSD is actually built for laptop PCs, but with some modding you could get it to fit in an ATX motherboard just fine. I found people selling this sucker new on eBay for just $11. Holding it all together is the MSI B350M Tomahawk ATX motherboard. This AM4 motherboard is a little outdated, but it fulfills its purpose just fine and has plenty of expansion slots and other features. I found this one used from a seller on eBay for just $40. Powering up our machine is the EVGA 500 watt bronze power supply purchased used on eBay for $30. I normally wouldn't recommend used PSUs, but with a budget as tight as this one, I strayed a bit from the safe side knowing EVGA is a pretty reputable brand. Last but definitely not least is the Montech X1 mid-tower ATX case priced at $57 new on Amazon. Coming with 4 RGB fans to keep our system cool and a tempered glass panel, this budget case is definitely worth every penny. The build quality isn't as sturdy as some other cases, and there isn't great space for cable management, but with everything that comes with it and the price, I would definitely recommend. Let's overview the cost. We definitely went cheap in some areas buying used and such, but overall we have a pretty solid build, coming out to a total of $499. We just barely managed to stay in our budget range. Ready? Let's build. And with a click, it's on. Alright, so I installed Windows 10 and pulled up the task manager. Everything seems to be working just smoothly. I think it's finally time to test it out. I'm not a huge gamer, so I'm just going to test this out in Fortnite. I tested a variety of different settings, but overall I was pretty impressed with how it went. Being able to hit well over 200 frames on low settings and pretty high in others too, this computer is able to satisfy the demands of most esports and FPS titles just great. Overall, I was super happy with how this build turned out. For $500, I would call this a pretty solid looking performance computer for anyone on a budget. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to let me know down in the comment section below. How would you have done this build differently? Thanks for watching, and see you next time. Let's go!